Okay, so now we're going to go into the business segment of this course. Okay, so the inner work videos, the presence videos that we just covered are very deep and profound, and you could actually work with those for probably years, at least months, before you really ran out of the goodness that they can bring you. So I recommend go watch all those videos a few times, and then concurrently, as you do this, watch these videos to learn about business. Okay? So before we get into, I want to give you an overview of business. In this video, I'd like to do that. But first, before I can give you the step-by-step process of how to grow your business, I want to make sure that you're in the right business. I want to make sure that you have chosen the right niche, that you are aligned. Now, alignment is extremely important. And one reason is that if we don't love what we do, we're going to have some subconscious blocks that actually get in the way of our progress. Now, I found this with myself, right? So I had success as a digital marketer before I had success growing my own spiritual coaching business. And then there's been different stages of my own business where I wasn't that aligned with what I was doing. Even being a digital marketer, I would love doing the marketing, but I didn't love it that was my business, if that makes sense. It wasn't really my correct business for me. So, and mostly it's because I wasn't coaching. I wasn't doing my genius zone, which is being with people. Being with people is part of my genius zone. It brings out the best in me. I'm quite good at bringing out the best in others. That's why I'm a very good coach. And whatever I do in my life, it has to be with people, or else I'll be leaving 90% of my skills on the table. So being a marketing agency just wasn't the right business model for me. However, I liked the marketing and I liked helping people. So we need to figure out the right alignment. And I guess what I'm saying is, due to not loving my own business several times, I didn't put in the effort, even though I knew the right strategies, right? And so for you, you probably know a lot of correct strategies already. You probably have a lot of ideas that probably would work if you just worked them. And you can ask yourself, why am I not working the ideas that I already have? Why am I not doing it? Why am I not putting an effort towards the things that I want to create? And sometimes it's because we don't love, there's part of the process that we don't love. So it could be that we don't love the process of putting ourselves out there as a means of growing our business, meaning we don't love the marketing or the implementation of the marketing strategy. Maybe you don't love creating content. Maybe you don't love being on social media. Maybe you don't love messaging with people. Maybe you don't love collaborations. Maybe you don't love creating content. Maybe you don't love whatever. And so if whatever that step is, that is probably important for you, if you don't love it, you're probably not going to take it. So before we go into solutions for that, I just want to keep going a little bit. So there's other things that maybe we don't love too. Maybe we don't love delivery, or maybe we don't love the sales part of it, which is usually, a lot of people are at this place where you don't love the sales part. Now, unfortunately, sales is always going to be part of a business model. You don't always have to do it yourself. You don't have to do it yourself. But in many cases, it's best to start that way. So before we go into solutions, I'm just going to keep going. Sometimes we don't love the delivery. Sometimes we don't love the actual work as a coach. Maybe we are forcing ourselves into a business model that we don't like. Maybe out of unworthiness and feeling not good enough. We don't feel that our presence alone is enough to transform the lives of our clients. And we feel like we have to get involved with them in the nitty-gritty of maybe doing some done for you. Some people don't have the proper boundaries and they do a lot of done for you work for their clients, meaning outside of a call setting, you will be working on their stuff for them, meaning maybe you're building something in technology, maybe you're in the weeds with them doing some of the implementation of their work, And this is not really a coach's job. This is more like an agency would do this. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do in the beginning, but it's also not usually required. And if we don't love it, we should ask ourselves the question, maybe I'm selling myself too short. Maybe I'm promising too much. Maybe I don't need to do this to give results to my clients. Maybe I could raise my price and take out the done for you component so that I'm just coaching with them, and that maybe I'll get more empowered clients who are happy to do the work themselves. Or maybe I can help them to find resources of people, teams, virtual assistants that will do the work. So all I'm saying is that if delivery isn't good because we're promising too much and we're promising too many things that we don't actually want to be doing, sometimes this is from unworthiness, and we are forgetting that our presence alone can heal the mind of our clients. So the main point here is that we have to love all the aspects of our business. We have to love the marketing aspect. We have to love the sales aspect. We have to love the delivery aspect. And if we don't love these aspects of our business, then we may be stopping ourselves subconsciously from actually growing. And maybe it manifests as not implementing the strategies that we already know. Maybe it means that we implement those strategies poorly. Maybe it means that we're missing that magical touch that actually is required to make everything work. So my point in this video here is to try to get aligned so that you can actually start to love everything. And it's helpful to maybe remove some limiting beliefs that are saying, but you have to do this thing. Sometimes the things that we don't love to do are actually less required than what we think they are. Sometimes the things that we don't love to do, maybe some aspect of marketing, we're like, oh, I gotta do this thing, and we think we have to do this thing. Maybe it means I think I have to post in my group every day, or I have to go live every day, or I have to make these really long posts every day, or I have to spam the internet, or I have to build out a big email sequence or a big funnel or a website, or I have to lose myself in technology. Sometimes we think, or I have to be like really markety, like really hypey, right? Sometimes we think that, and what I'm gonna suggest is that these are not true. None of those things are true. We don't have to do any of those things. And if we can take away the limiting belief that says we have to, then we can start to find a new relationship with the things that we love. Because maybe there is one cool thing that we do love. Maybe you love being interviewed on podcasts. And maybe you love being interviewed in other people's Facebook groups. And maybe this could get you clients just by itself. That's just a suggestion, just a concept for the fact that there's different ways. There's different ways to do things. And if we remove the limiting beliefs that say this is the only way, and therefore I must do it even though I don't like it, that's what we want to address here. That idea, I must do this even if I don't like it. That is a mindset blockage. and it forces us into being in relationship with our business in a way that we don't like, in a way that we don't love, and we might even hate, we might even resent. Okay? So we want to learn to take away all those limiting beliefs that say I have to do it this way, and just to feel free to explore. Trust the fact that you got into business for a reason. Usually when we get into business, we have some imagined idea of how it can go, right? When you first got into your business, why did you do it? Why did you get involved? And trust that within your wish to do it was some sort of plan for how the execution would take place. Okay? Maybe the plan was hire a coach and do what they say. Great, I'm glad you're here. I'm probably not your first coach, but hopefully I'll be the one that gets you to success. That's my plan. So, but maybe it's like, maybe your plan was, yeah, I'll just do YouTube, right? I'll just put stuff on YouTube And then, I love making videos. I'm just gonna do that. And then you don't know exactly how, but you're like, somehow I'm gonna grow my business based on that. And then you find a coach or you find somebody who tells you, okay, well, maybe that's true. And maybe if you take what you love about YouTube videos and also put those videos on other channels that like Facebook and Instagram that are faster response channels, maybe that could also work. So yeah, while being flexible, we can revisit the main idea we first had when we decided to do our business and trust that within that, there's probably some execution ideas, probably a plan. So I want you to return to your original reason for doing your business and to be comfortable with that being enough. And whatever ideas you have that you don't love, that you think you must do to grow your business, I'm going to suggest that you let some of those go. Like maybe you don't like group coaching. Well, you don't have to do it. You can let that go. Maybe you don't like one-on-one coaching. Well, you don't have to do it. Maybe you can let it go. Maybe you don't like spending hours on your client's stuff when they're not even on the call with you. For sure, let that one go. Maybe you don't like selling on the phone. Okay, for now, let that one go. Maybe you don't like being hypey in the way you put out content. For sure, let that one go. So if we let go of these ideas of what we think we must do to grow our business, the ones that we don't like, let them all go. And I'm going to invite you to explore falling in love with some way. There has to be some way of the marketing side, the attraction side, and there has to be some way of doing a sales process, the exchange, the energetic exchange. Got to be some way. And also, the delivery. There's got to be some way. Now, you will have to find a way to do all three of these in your business, okay? And what I want to suggest is that you could, if you're open enough and you explore enough and ask the question and pray a lot, you will discover a way that you love, a way to do marketing that you love. You'll discover a way of doing sales that you love. You'll discover a way of delivering your work that you love, okay? And we also have to learn. So before I move on, let's all make a decision. Let's make a decision right now that we're only gonna do the stuff that we love. From now on, we are only gonna do what we love. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. So this is a good start. And if you want to discuss some particulars of the things, maybe there's still like one thing where you're like, but I kind of have to do this one. Okay, sometimes we can learn to love something, but I think more primordially, let's take that away for now and just be okay with the fact that we can find a way that we actually do love. And I bet you something opens up. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share for this video. There's a few more videos that I want to share just about alignment before we go all the way in to your business model.